remarks short and focus really on where the United States and Pakistan relationship is right now. Because I think we're at an interesting inflection point where we're writing a new chapter. And I don't need to tell the people in this room that the U.S.-Pakistan relationship has had a lot of ups and downs. It's been a very complex relationship. But I'm actually very optimistic when I look back over what we've accomplished in the last 12 months, that we are indeed writing a new chapter that isn't a high, that isn't a low, that is right in the middle, where we're two big countries with common interests that are working on a lot of complicated global issues together. Like normal big countries that have relations with each other, some things we agree on, some things we have to work through. But I'm confident that if we can weather a few of the coming crises, we're going to find that the U.S.-Pakistan relationship is really an engine for stability and for growth, not only for the region, but also for the world. So let me talk a little bit about where we are right now in the moment. I think I'm pleased to hear you mention Ambassador Don Bloom, who's been in Islamabad for about a year and a half now. With his arrival in Pakistan, we were really able to turn the page, I think, on U.S.-Pakistan relationships. That and the U.S. and NATO forces' departure from Afghanistan allowed us to look at the relationship with Pakistan really just for what it was, a bilateral relationship. And so I'd like to divide it into some of the areas that I think we're all concerned about, which is the economy, security, and the political relationship. But it's in the economic area where I see the most progress if we can get through some of the crises. Those of us that have friends or family in Pakistan know that the economy right now is in a position that it hasn't been maybe ever, and it's of a big concern. There's plenty of bright spots, and the United States has really invested in a lot of where we see potential in Pakistan. We have something called the U.S.-Pakistan Green Alliance Framework. And this is something that's a forward-looking, transformative initiative that recognizes that climate change and green energy are the key to the future with Pakistan. And so this U.S.-Pakistan Green Alliance Framework is looking at clean water, smart energy, smart agriculture, and clean energy as a way to take all of the talent and the energy and the resources in Pakistan and move it towards a future-oriented economy. And we're doing a number of things in that sphere. Dowd, you mentioned the IMF. We all know, those of us who have been watching Pakistan for a long time, that Pakistan has a long relationship with the IMF, and the standby agreement right now has given a little breathing room. But it is critical that Pakistan stay the course on the reforms that are not just from the most recent IMF program, but have been there almost as long as I've been working in Pakistan. That includes energy sector reform, that includes investing in energy infrastructure, that includes widening the tax base. And all of those things are very common sense issues that the IMF has prescribed for Pakistan that the United States stands behind. Because we know if those conditions are in place, that's when the United States can really with confidence say it's time to start investing in Pakistan. When we have the conditions in place that make sense for Pakistani and U.S. businesses to be trading with each other, investing with each other. Pakistan is a source of so much extraordinary human talent. The engineers, the inventors, the coders, and others are all in Pakistan who could be contributing to Pakistan's economy and the global economy. But without the right business climate, that potential is not going to be tapped. So that's where we are on the U.S.-Pakistan economic side. And I want to just also note, in the last year, we've done a number of dialogues that are really setting us again to write a new chapter. We had the U.S.-Pakistan Trade and Investment Framework Agreement. First time in 7 years that the United States trade representatives sat down with their Pakistani counterparts and talked about what we need to do to restart the trade relationship. We had a climate and energy working group that again focused on what's going on in our U.S.-Pakistan Green Alliance. And then we did an energy working group focused on many of the energy things that I talked about, looking at how U.S. know-how can come and help Pakistan and make sure that Pakistan is ready to mitigate the climate issues that are out there. I want to, before I switch out of the economic issues, I want to talk a little bit about the floods. And I think last year's devastating flooding that anyone who saw the pictures of people sitting by the sides of the road who had lost everything, animals, fields, barns, homes, no one was left untouched, including in America. And the United States government was able to come up with a very substantial pledge. And we led the way that led to a successful pledging conference in Geneva. But the government's generosity was matched by many of you in the audience and the generosity of Pakistani Americans here who saw the floods and said, I've got to do something to help. And it's that kind of generosity and people-to-people contact that I think are so essential to building the economic relationship that we're going to see between the United States and Pakistan. Let me turn a little bit to security. Everyone looks at concern at the security situation and the threat that the TTP poses to Pakistan right now. We've had a security dialogue with Pakistan, we've had mid-level defense talks, and it's something that we are going to continue to look at. A counterterrorism dialogue as well. We know that without security there is no stability in Pakistan, and we recognize that together we need to work on that. And then finally on the political side, the United States remains a friend of Pakistan and a supporter of Pakistan's democracy. We have made it very clear we support no person, no party. We support the people of Pakistan having the right to choose their next government. And Ambassador Bloom has delivered this message. We meet with all parties, all institutions. I have delivered the same message. It is critical that the people get to decide and that the political parties are responsive to the people. So we'll be continuing to support Pakistan's democracy in that way. We want to see credible elections according to the laws and constitution. We want to see elections that are free of violence, have open competition, and have a free media that can cover them, because we all know that freedom of the press is essential to a healthy and flourishing democracy. But democracy also goes beyond elections. And that's why our friendship with Pakistan includes having really strong conversations about freedom of religion and how the blasphemy laws are used, how Ahmadis are allowed to worship, how other religious minorities are treated. And that's an important part of Pakistan's flourishing democracy. So we'll continue to deliver those messages. So those are the three parts that I think all of us are looking at: the economy, the security, and the political situation. But at the same time, I remain an optimist for what the U.S. and Pakistan can do together. And the United States is going to remain a friend to Pakistan through all of these troubles. Thank you.